Welcome. It's back to Switzerland today for race 12 of the GTCC 602 Championship.
Hey there race fans, welcome to Deep Forest Raceway. It is race number 12 of the GTCC 602 Championship, and things have been hotting up on the track out on in this competition. Last week we had some major bump and grind going on between the Celica GT4 and the Maserati Gran Turismo S, but yeah, we've decided just to let bygones be bygones. We had a meeting with Mikey Doble, and yes, things did get a little bit tense on track, but we've obviously been able to get everything settled. No more penalties will be given for what happened last week. We will just continue with the rules. So basically, finishing positions from last week will be the starting positions on the track for today's race. In the championship standings, I am still at the top with 219 points. Mikey Doble in second with 188. Aaron Tyler Smith in third with 176. Tom Ingram in fourth with 165. Behind him, Ashley Sutton in fifth with 162. Josh Cook in sixth with 138. Adam Morgan with 130 in position 7. In position 8, Daryl DeLeon with 135. 9th, Chris Smiley in the M2 with 121, and in 10th, Andrew Watson in the Porsche Cayman GT4 with 119. So the weather looking pretty decent out there. There are some clouds and that may convert to rain, but judging by what we're seeing here, we're going to be starting with the medium as well. The guys are out on track, just trying to get the measure of the track conditions out there for now, and they're just about to come in, so we'll see you in a minute once you're ready to get this race started. Well, here we are, guys, for the start of the race. A quick toot from me and a flash of the lights, and away we go. Watch that Mikey Doble straight out into the lead with the Subaru of Aaron Tyler Smith also flying past, as well as Colin Turkington. We've dropped down into fourth position already, and Aston Martin, I'm trying to avoid us. They're going over the grass, having some impacts with the Mustang, forcing him out wide. So De Leon into sixth position now. I'm not sure where he started, but the Aston Martin having a big accident with him. So definitely some damage on those two cars. Don't know how that is going to affect them later on. They may want to go into the pits, taking a dive down the inside on the grass, trying to avoid the back of Aaron Tyler Smith. Quick flash of the lights there. I'm not sure what that was about. So I see Aaron Tyler Smith flashing lights too. We're right on his tail, trying to get that second place back from him. But Mikey Doble taking advantage of us scrapping behind him, and he's getting a bigger lead there. Battling it out with Aaron Tyler Smith. He gets the better of us coming through the tunnel. The little Subaru is really good. Turkington on the slipstream behind us, having to hold off and try to find a way past us. Now Aston Martin also following in behind him, and he gets past us, and now we've got the Aston Martin of Nick Halstead behind us. We're going to try to go in the inside here, and do we get it right? We do seem to get the acceleration down, but looks like Colin Turkington, yes, he remains in third place ahead of us. Aaron Tyler Smith in the Subaru in second, Mikey Doble in the Maserati in fourth, and just as I suspected, there goes the Ford of De Leon and the Aston Martin of Morgan into the pits as we try to catch up with the top three. Mikey Doble right out in the lead in the Maserati. Colin Turkington in front of us in the Z33. He gets ahead of Aaron Tyler Smith Subaru. Those two really having a scrap at the moment, so hopefully we can take advantage of that while they're concentrating on each other. But it's Turkington winning the fight at this point in time. We come flying through, and slightly off the race line there, getting the car slid around. Do manage to hold it miraculously, and we get the best sector as well, despite those slaloms going through the twisty sections, and there we go, past the Subaru of Aaron Tyler Smith, trying to chase down the Z33 of Colin Turkington. He's seeming to be really quick out here today, but it is early stages. We don't know what kind of fuel and tyre strategies everybody is on, and we don't know what the weather's going to bring, but hopefully by the look of it, it's going to be a warm sunny day for the rest of the race. Turkington stretching out a bit of a lead on us with the Subaru behind us. We seem to be leaving them behind, him in 4th position, and Tom Ingram in the Porsche 911 GT3 behind him. So take the turn nice and clean, following Turkington, try to get a slipstream on him down here, because this is where we can absolutely take advantage of that, up down the long straight, really taking it wide, getting those 2 outside tyres in the sand, and taking it as close as possible to that inside barrier. The Z33 looking really, really quick. We don't seem to be reeling him in actually on the long straight. But well, a bit of a slide coming into the turn, nice and quick through there. The back end of the Toyota Celica does seem to be a little bit loose, braking at high speed, but managing to keep hold of it at this time. So Turkington, whoa, and we go around this. Oh, this time not so lucky. Not so lucky this time, and whoa, we are having to wait for everybody to come past, making sure that everybody is safe, that there is a gap in the traffic, and we get back down into 6th position, coming into the race, joining again behind Andrew Watson, with Sam Osborne behind us in the AMG. This is not going as we planned at this point in time, hearing some more sliding going on there as the Toyota Celica comes through that turn. And wow, we are really dropping places right now. The car definitely quick enough, but well, not quick enough to keep up with that Maserati at this point. So we might need to have a look at what we've got that fuel mapping set at, because we did put it a little bit lower than usual, in the hope that we could draw ourselves out into a longer stint on track. But that said, we might not have made the wisest of decisions, so we might need to play with that through the race to see how we can improve it and get ourselves maybe a little bit more competitive with the front runners. But here we go, down the long straight, through the dip and up the hill, trying to catch up with Andrew Watson's FedEx Cayman GT4, and Sam Osborne in the AMG having a good hard look down the inside here. Seem to have the run on him though. I don't think he's got enough time to make it through, but the pressure does get to us, and off we go, off the side of the track onto the grass, just slightly rubbing the side of the car on the barrier. No penalties, fortunately, so that means we can get straight back onto the power. We don't lose any positions, but we are in 7th now behind Sam Osborne. We get a lot of time to catch up on those front runners now, and hopefully pit stops work in our favour, as they have been doing lately. But down goes the right foot, planted down as we go through the twisty sections, trying to get as much grip as possible through here. Braking nice and early, rolling the turn and powering out. That seems to be working a lot better than the way we have been trying to take the turns as of late. So definitely doing us some good out there. Lots and lots of advice from our race teams, race crews and friends on the track. But there we can see how far ahead Sam Osborne and Andrew Watson are ahead of us. They're in 5th and 6th position, we're in 7th, rounding the corner and taking the gradual right-hander down towards the start-finish, trying to reel in the AMG Mercedes of Sam Osborne. Andrew Watson holding him off though, and right in front we have Mikey Doble still leading the race in the Aston Martin. No, not the Aston Martin, I apologise. The Maserati Gran Turismo S. Down towards the turn, sliding the car around a little. We're trying to get the brakes done a lot earlier so that we don't we're not hard on the brakes while we've got the car turning, because that is when it decides to donut around and face where we came from. But looking okay so far. One bad spin so far a little bit earlier on, and I think that was on either lap 3 or 4, but we seem to have composed ourselves now. We're looking a little bit better, chasing the AMG. We're on the back of Sam Osborne now, right up on that bumper, trying to find a way past now, taking the inside line here, hard on the brakes, slowing it nicely and sticking on the inside. So slowing it down a little bit further than what we needed to actually, so we didn't get the trajectory out onto the outside of the track, and we didn't collect him. So fortunately for us, fortunately for him, everything going nice and clean right now. But here we go, onto the brakes, keeping it wide until late and then turning in. Gives us the ability to try to take the undercut, but maybe not quite on the right line there, but still round the outside of the AMG as Sam Osborne decides to dive into the pits. We get in front of Andrew Watson's Porsche Cayman as well, powering down the straight. We've got a Porsche in front, a Porsche behind, Mikey Doble in the Maserati in first, Aaron Tyler Smith in second in the Subaru WRX, Tom Ingram behind him in the Porsche 911 GT3, and we're chasing him hard, trying to get that third position. Andrew Watson wanting that position back from us too. He's been in front of us for quite a significant part of the race after our spin out, but much to his dismay, we are holding on to it right now. We get another quickest sector. Colin Turkington, though, the quickest man on the track at the moment, with the Aston Martin at a 141.192. Wait, hold on. I'm not sure if that is. I'm not sure who's driving. Well, I'm not sure what Colin Turkington is driving at this point in time. So I need to just double check on it. It's Ingram in front of us still, though, with the Porsche 911 GT3. We are getting on him, and it looks like we are going to be trying to get past that car sometime very, very soon, probably at the end of this lap by the look of it. We can see Aaron Tyler Smith ahead of us, and quite a long distance in front of him is the Maserati. But we don't get that pass down on Ingram, but we are tucking in right behind him, so we'll get a slipstream on him here, and that might give us the opportunity to get past. But it's Mikey Doble going into the pits, as does Tom Ingram. We are now into second place. Aaron Tyler Smith in the WRX Subaru keeps out in first position. We stay out as well. We leapfrog all the guys popping into the pits that were ahead of us. Some guys behind us as well also going in, hitting the brakes a little bit too hard there, and whoa, getting that car slid out. But fortunately, we seem to hold the slides a bit better. We're not going around and hitting barriers as much as we were a couple of races ago. So definitely learning the car a bit better, although it's not all smooth sailing. That said, we do get another quickest sector. Colin Turkington, though, still the quickest guy on the track, in position number 7 right now, chasing Daryl De Leon, who's in the Mustang. Yet to see what Turkington is driving. I'm not sure. I think that is the Fairlady Z that he is in, which doesn't surprise me if he's the quickest man on the track. That car really looking nicely balanced and suited for this track today. But there we are in the Toyota Castrol Celica. I keep on saying Supra, but it is in fact the Toyota Celica, and we are not gaining on Aaron Tyler Smith right now. Still keeping that fuel map on number 4, which means we are using less fuel, which gives us less power, but that should help us with the fuel stops. So in the long run, we might be looking at getting the lead of the race, perhaps a little bit further on in the game. But Aaron Tyler goes into the pits. I decided to follow him into. There the guys are waiting for us, already in poise with the new tyres. So we'll stick those on, fill up the juice, and fortunately this time around there are no damages for us to repair. Despite having quite a big spin, we didn't hit the barriers So that working in our favour today. 4th position now as as Mikey Doble and Ashley Sutton pass us. Sutton in the Toyota MR2 is running in first. He's obviously the last one to pit again with that very, very light fuel consumption of his. He doesn't need to come in. But in 7th we are now coming out of the pits behind Tom Ingram. So we've got a lot of work to do to get in front of that Porsche. He seems to be running very, very well today. Some previous races not doing too well, getting the back end stood out, getting him into the barriers and out of the race line, and dropping many places. But a little bit of contact with him there, nothing bad enough to get us penalties or damages on the car, but nonetheless we are showing everybody that we do mean business out here on track, and there is definitely a goal to get to the front. So we overtake the Subaru and the AMG Mercedes. Subaru of Aaron Tyler Smith and Sam Osborne driving the Mercedes. So we are now in 3rd position, chasing Mikey Doble, who was the leader of the race. Ashley Sutton in front, but that because he has not pitted as yet in the Toyota MR2. So he will go in quite soon, and obviously that'll mean he will drop down in the order. But that leaves the usual 2 suspects to do battle up front. Mikey Doble in the Maserati Gran Turismo S. You just saw it leaving the screen there, the blue and black, and there we are in the Castrol Toyota Celica. So our car more of a rally car, the other car more of a Grand Tourer, but really quick car that. So there we go. Sutton is taking his pit stop now, and he'll start dropping down the order as the guys that are further back down in the order start overtaking him. As you can see, he's down into 6th now, while we get up into the back end of the Maserati, trying to get past. We do get the overtake done, very neat overtake there through that turn. The Maserati dropping into 2nd position, but I think that might be short-lived with the way Mikey Doble has been driving. He's been quite aggressive behind the wheel, as you would have seen by our last race. So we are going to be putting pedal to the metal to try and keep ourselves clear of that Maserati, because we don't want any incidents like we had last time, to getting the car slid out, maybe braking a little bit too late. That's normally what happens when you brake too late with this car. The back end comes sliding out. Sam Osborne has set the quickest lap of the race of the 140.983, so he has now beaten Turkington's quickest lap. Turkington moving up the order, he's into 5th position behind Aaron Tyler Smith again. So it's the Subaru and the Z33 doing battle behind us, and in position number 3 we have Sam Osborne in the AMG Mercedes. But currently I am the race leader in the Toyota Celica, with Mikey Doble chasing in the Aston Martin Gran Turismo S. But looking like a good day for us out here at the moment. Out in 1st position, power down, tyres looking good, so very little wear on them so far, but we have obviously just come out of the pits a couple of laps back, so we have got quite some time to go yet. Fuel is full. We are now 16 minutes into the race, so we've just passed the halfway point. So looking at fuel and tyres, we probably will not need to come in again. We can just race this right until the end, but I'm not sure if the other drivers will be doing the same. That said, once this car's tyres get to about the halfway point in the wear, another quicker sector for us there, as I was saying, as the tyres get to the halfway worn point, they definitely seem to lose traction quite badly, and particularly the fronts take a hard beating out there. As you can see, a lot of weight shifted onto those front wheels during braking, and obviously they are powered wheels as well, so with turning, braking and weight shift onto them throughout the course of the race, they do wear a heck of a lot quicker than those rear tyres do. So that said, they will last until the end of the race, but we may decide, depending on how how much of a lead we can get on our competitors. We might either stay out or go in, depending on whether we feel like we might be able to make a safe pit stop and stay in the lead. But at the moment it's all Toyota Celica in the front, making a big gap on Mikey Doble's Maserati. And looking at that mini-map, you may not be able to see it. The cars are extremely spread out. Sam Osborne in position number 6. He is in the AMG Mercedes. He's going into pit right now, pitting on lap number 17. So looking for more hards, but definitely going in for fuel. He only had 9% left, so that's a fuel stop. Whether he changes tyres or not is debatable. He probably won't do that. Oh, we've gotten the car slid out wide into the barrier. Mikey Doble gets past, plays it nice and clean. We've got a 3-second penalty as well, so we'll just stick on the outside of the track, making sure that we don't get in anybody's way. Once that penalty is ticked away, we'll get back on the power and we'll be back in the race. But that is definitely going to mess with our strategy. Tom Ingram behind us in the Porsche 911 GT3, as we now have to contend with getting in front of Colin Turkington again, while he's battling with Aaron Tyler-Smith in the Subaru. But we have got a decent run on him through here, coming through the tunnel, and we are right next to him, got in front of him there, and I'm surprised about that. He's normally very, very quick through the tunnel. It's long straight for him to get the power down in the Z33. And we get Aaron Tyler-Smith as well. So we're back into second position already, but Mikey Doble has been able to pull out quite a lead because of that accident that we had. We have got some damage. Doesn't look like it's too significant though. There is some rear end damage, and obviously the left hand side rear wheel took a bit of a bump on the barrier. Turkington going in to the pits now. So that leaves Aaron Tyler-Smith in third behind us, while we try to chase down Mikey Doble. Once again, it's me chasing down Mikey Doble. A lot of the time he's in front. We just have to kind of take our seconds as they come and when they present themselves. He isn't as quick as us through the turny sections, as you can see, but we still have to play it really, really safe, because he will take the race line and he will very, very viciously defend it. So, and we're coming up on back markers. We've got Dan Zelos ahead of us in the Audi TT. He's really struggling at the moment with that car. Through this entire series he's been battling with it. So I think if we do another series like this, he will absolutely be trying to avoid that car at all costs. But we move in front, we stay in front, we're in position number 1 in front of Mikey Doble, Aaron Tyler-Smith behind him in the Subaru now. But as you can see on the long straights, the Maserati definitely has the legs, and he catches up that gap that we had made on him. But getting it a little bit wrong there, almost hit into the side of us, so he had to brake. And while he's braking, we harden the accelerator, and there's the result. We've got a little bit of a gap on him, but that said, that Maserati extremely powerful, and he will probably get it back from us, or at least make an attempt on it. There he goes, he gets past, he's back in first position. We've got the outside line, which means he'll probably have to slow down a lot more than we will, but playing it safe these days, so keep on the brakes a little harder, let him through, and we'll try to pick our moments later on in the race where we can pick him off. But just trying to battle through the corners with Mikey Doble in that car, just not one of the wisest moves. But we do get a nice peek through the inside there, and we dive the car in, and we're running side by side with Mikey Doble now in the Maserati. He seems to back off there, giving us a little bit more respect than what he normally does. And we move into first position. He stays behind, but he's going to be looking for any opportunity that presents itself to get that Maserati back in front, and he may just well get it coming up this long straight here. through the tunnels and down towards the hairpin left-hander at the end of the straight. As you can see, he's right there next to us again, power down, foot planted, and he gets ahead once again. We do brake a little bit later than he does. We run it straight, making sure that we give him enough space, and we're on the power but next to him, and we're not going to be able to get it here because of the layout of the track. But he dives into the pits, we stay out, so we move into first position. We've got clean air now. Mikey Doble dropping down the order as the other cars pass him. Aaron Tyler Smith also stays out in the WRX, and well, that leaves the two smallest all-wheel drive cars out in front. Oh, Mikey Doble almost done with his pit stop already. He's only put in 72 litres, so he obviously doesn't think he needs to fill the tank up. He'll have enough there to finish the race with that kind of fuel volume. We get another best sector there as we come through the tunnel, and the car really planted, really holding the road nicely. The only time we spin it out is when we make a driver error. So you do have to pay attention to where you are on track, and fortunately I seem to be doing that a little bit better these days. Aaron Tyler Smith in second, but can't even see him on the screen right now. He's definitely a lot further back than what I was expecting him to be. That said, Mikey Doble is in third. Behind him we're in first, and we are looking at those tyres now. We're chatting with the crew just to find out what they suggest we do here. They have said to us that they think we might have enough time. As you can see, Aaron Tyler Smith coming in behind us on the turn, but the team deciding that we have got enough time to do a quick splash and dash and switch onto a fresh set of mediums, and yeah, so we'll get that done, bearing in mind that we will get overtaken by the quicker cars, but the fuel map is on level 4 at the moment, so we can drop it down to power level 1, and we'll have a significant amount of power increase with doing that. We will have obviously factored in that we need to put more fuel in, and we do have some damages to sort out, but really not as much as I thought there would be. We have dropped down into 5th position now, 25 minutes passed in the race, so we've only got 4.5 minutes left, which would probably mean 2 laps. We have got enough fuel for 4 laps at fuel map level 4, which would mean that even if we do pop it down into or amp it up into fuel map number 1, we will have sufficient fuel to finish the race. But here we go, still on lap number 15, and our fuel map, we will be fiddling with it through these last 2 laps to see how we do. But we are back already on the back of Mikey Doble. He seems to be taking it easy, probably thinking that we'd be longer in the pits than we were. And I think we caught him napping there, because he's normally a lot quicker through that section. We've overtaken him, and we've made a big gap on him already, chasing down Aaron Tyler Smith now, who is ahead of us. But Zelos in position number 20 has obviously got past us again after us going into the pits, so we're going to have to pass him as a back marker again. And here we go, taking the turn, or braking nice and late, and taking that turn late as well, getting on the power as we straighten up the wheels, and that keeps the car nice and planted. No skidding around expected when you're doing it like that. Oh, Aaron Tyler Smith has decided to go into the pits, so he's obviously got his timing a little different to ours with regard to fuel and fuel stops. So he goes in, we move into position number 1. We've got Dan Zelos between us and Mikey Doble, so if all goes well, Zelos might slow down that Maserati and give us a little bit more of an opportunity to stay in front. Sam Osborne in the AMG is also in the pits at the moment. He's hardly got any fuel left. He's got 8% of his tank as he starts popping it in. And got the car slid out again. Not getting the braking quite right there, and that is what we were talking about earlier on. Have to brake at exactly the right point with this car. A little bit too late, and that is what's going to happen. But we did keep it off the barriers, so no penalties. We are able to just get straight on the power again and get the car moving. Fortunately, we do have that buffer of having Dan Zelos in between us and Mikey Doble, so there is a possibility that he will get slowed down trying to get past the Audi TT, but they are on the long straights here through the tunnels, so Doble will absolutely get past Zelos coming up here. There we go. You can see him in position number 2 already coming up there, and he is trying to hunt us down. He's obviously going to be on full attack mode right now because we have got less than 2 minutes left of this race, so it looks like we'll have maybe 2 more laps left, and then it will be all over. We have to try to keep Mikey Doble in the rear view mirror now, and that Maserati is closing that gap really quickly. As you see us flying down the start-finish straight, Mikey Doble flying down behind us, trying to get into a slipstream. I think he may be a little bit far back for that. Ashley Sutton is going into the pits now. He was holding 3rd position, but obviously his fuel stop strategy not quite working out for him this race as well. He has got some really good finishes with that little car in the top 5, but it doesn't look like that'll be the case today. As we come out through more turns, we are trying to roll these turns now, and that does seem to be working a lot better than trying to power through them. So that information imparted to us by some of the more seasoned drivers out here and with the PSR racing community. But here we go, screaming through the turns, and we are seeming to, at this point in time, hold off Mikey Doble. It is the turny sections though, so the Maserati not quite as agile, and he does normally lose positions or lose a little bit of ground in those turny sections, but this is where he'll absolutely make it up, is on the straights. We are flying down towards that left hand hairpin, hard on the brakes, trying to keep the car nice and wide onto the apex. It does go wide as well because it is a very tight turn, and then we power down. Maserati is still closing in on us. We are on the final lap now. It is lap number 17. The 30-minute threshold has passed, so this is going to be the final crossing of the line, and there we go. A quick blast of the horn as we cross the line in the Toyota Celica GT4. Another win for me, and another 2nd place for Mikey Doble in the Maserati Gran Turismo S. Aaron Tyler Smith in 3rd, Daryl DeLeon 4th, Colin Turkington 5th, Rob Huff in 6th, Sam Osborne in 7th, and Tom Ingram crossing the line in 8th. A great result. So let's run through the finishing order. I'm in 1st, Doble in 2nd, Tyler Smith in 3rd, DeLeon in 4th, in 5th, Colin Turkington, 6th, Rob Huff, 7th, Sam Osborne, 8th, Tom Ingram, 9th, Andrew Watson, 10th, Chris Smiley, 11th, Ashley Sutton, 12th, Josh Cook, 13th, Adam Morgan, 14th, Dan Camish, 15th, Nick Halstead, 16th, Aidan Moffat, 17th, Daniel Rowbottom, in 18th, Tom Chilton, in 19th, Jake Hill, and in last place, poor guy, Dan Zelos in the Audi TT. Well, what an amazing race. We'll finish up with another cinematic, and you guys take care, drive safely, take care. We'll see you in the next one. We'll see you on the track.